Another thing just about the big vehicle that was going there. Monica said she knew an aerospace engineer who'd be very interested in perhaps piloting it. Did you guys have any theories on who that might be?
This is the theory I've got of who we're gonna the big cameo that's being talked about. Um, well, for people who don't know, I think the three of us here probably know that. Uh, I think as the story goes, Elizabeth Olsen has sort of or has said something along the lines of you're going to get a Mandalorian style
Cameo.
cameo or appearance from a big sort of actor. And I think from this episode, and I know you guys have got different views to me on this, and I can see why you're going along the lines of, and a lot of people are going, oh, it could be X-Men, could be this, get that. I think Doctor Strange is far too easy.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see Doctor Strange. I think
Mm-hmm.
we are going to see probably at the end. Um, but I think we could possibly get Reed Richards, um, Mr. Fantastic, because as you said there, Tom, she refers to a aerospace engineer that she knows, that Monica knows, and in that scene, she talks about it, but then she starts texting, and she actually gets a phone and she's texting him or her. Well, I think it just refers to him. No, maybe not. It might be a her. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think there's. I think that's Reed Richards, and I think we could get a Reed Richards. And I thought about this last night, and I've been thinking about it all day today, and I'm thinking, actually, two actors that played Reed Richards, would they want either of them back? And I'm thinking they probably wouldn't. So although that's my theory
Mm-hmm.
that that I still think that's who she was referring to when she was talking about the engineer that she knows. Um, I've sort of a little bit gone off the fact that that Reed Richards might be the big cameo purely because I don't think Marvel would want them two actors back who's previously played him.
Definitely not the
Um,
most recent one.
no, no, well, this is
No.
it. And I think who played the other one? Was it Ewan Gruff? I'm getting his name.
Oh, I can't remember.
I think he's a British bloke. Forgetting his name, but I think he's too. I don't think he would. I think he's probably too. He might not be too old. I don't know, but yeah. So although that was my original theory, thinking about it all day today, I thought, oh, actually, no, he wouldn't. They wouldn't want. That's not a big enough cameo that probably Elizabeth Olsen's talking about. It's a big enough character, Reed Richards, but
Mm-hmm.
in terms of the actors who's played him previously, I don't think it would have that much impact.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you guys want to talk about your theories on this? Sorry, probably should probably should say it to viewers. If you haven't seen the Mandalorian, first of all, go and see the Mandalorian. It's fucking awesome. Uh, and two, there's a massive cameo at the end of the Mandalorian season two, which you should probably go and see as well because that's awesome. Just watch the last episode.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
You'll get a good kick out of it. But there's a big cameo in it, and Elizabeth Olsen has sort of hinted
Huge.
towards a similar type of cameo. Um, what do you guys think?
you mind if I start this off, Zach?
Go for it.
All right. I think there's a few possible answers, but I'm going to stick with the one that we were talking about. The the big names. Who has played a role for as long as like Mark Hamill has Luke Skywalker? No one in the Marvel movies because they only started around 2000. And those movies that started around 2000, which would be the Marvel legacy characters, I don't know. I think it's going to be one of those X-Men. And I think that it'd be the person with the most tie to Wanda Maximoff. And I think that would be Sir Ian McKellen playing Magneto or Eric Lencher. And I I think that might just be even like a tease at like the multiverse movie. Like even if that's like our post credit scene, I think that's probably what the big cameo is though.
You actually you think it'll be Ian McKellen?
I don't
Yeah.
think it's Fassbender. I think it's like
No.
McKellen, because I think that, like, you see Fassbender, everyone's gonna be like, I remember him from the one alright X-Men movie I saw him in. Then you see Fassbender and you're like, oh my god, I saw the guy who literally killed it, even in that awful third movie. That's just
Yeah.
my take on it.
Go on, Zach. What's your thoughts?
No, yeah, that's Magneto. I mean,
Yeah.
or are we talking about the whole Luke Skywalker type
Yep.
introductions? Okay, that, or I could somehow see a flash to Robert Downey Jr. maybe, or Chris Evans possibly. Or sorry, I should say Chris Evans during Civil, or like the time between Civil Infinity.
But is that akin to like a Luke Skywalker cameo though? Because they've only really been out of the movies for not even 2 years now.
But it's not expected though.
Yeah, I agree with Zach.
That's the only reason I kind of think that. But I am really putting my money on Magneto. I mean, you know, I want to stick with that. But if it's not that, it's got to be Chris Evans or Hawkeye or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree. It depends. Yeah, it depends when Olsen's made them comments. You know, does she refer to the MCU as it has been since Iron Man? Then you're right, Zach. It has to be Downey Jr. or Chris Evans. You couldn't really have. I don't even think Hawkeye would be big enough, like a big enough comment. It's a bit like Doctor Strange. Don't think she's referring like that. You know, I think that could just easily happen. But yeah, I agree. It would be, Chris Evans or Robert Downey Jr. One of them would be the bigger ones from the sort of the MCU going back to Iron Man. What I've seen being, I don't know if it's just fans wanting this to happen, but probably one of the biggest ones you've said Magneto. There's obviously Charles Xavier, but Wolverine.
Yep.
What about Hugh coming back? Now that would be, to me, that would be
huge.
That would be the ultimate. That would be the ultimate sort of.
Him or Patrick Stewart.
Well, see, I would have Patrick Stewart on the same sort of lines as McKellen, and I think Jackman is above that because he's sort of gone. No, that's me done. You know what I mean? And to be honest, Logan was a nice sort of end to his sort of. So for him to come, I don't know how he would or why he would, but that to me would be a very big, very big sort of surprise.
Technically, we're only in the 2023 and 2030.
Oh, you cut at it.
So I mean, he could. Oh.
No, you're good. You're good.
You good?
So, I mean, he could still return, but I see what you're saying, though. Yeah, it was a good send-off for his character.
Yeah.
Why would you want to bring him back? But that he could. That's the thing.
It just makes that like what you just said. That just makes sense, though. Like kind of what we kind of talked about with Evan Peters. They picked him from that decade, the '80s. Hugh Jackman's Logan would be in this decade. Like, that'd be perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, it would. It would. That would all make sense. Which
crazy.
I mean, I'm assuming we're moving into the '90s next episode.
Yeah.
If you're talking about this big cameo, you'd be talking when we're in the present day, wouldn't you? If it's at the end, and we'll see what happens.
Post-credit scene.
Well, this is it. Do you guys still watch till the very end of the episode, just in case there's a rare?
I skip through like the 5 minutes of credits and get to like the last 2 minutes and watch that.
Yeah.
But I'm still waiting for an end credit.
Sometimes I just watch the visuals just because I need to calm down. Like last week, or I guess Friday, my one buddy and I stayed up and watched them. We just kind of like sat there and we're just like, what? What?
Yeah. It was mental. It was mental.